Hello, welcome back to the continuing adventures of Blastoise as he treks through the dungeon. I've decided I'm just gonna try and crush through this run today, or tomorrow, or day after, so basically try and finish a full run in just a shorter span of time than usual. Mostly because I'm in the mood to, and I know that the longer I eke this out, the more likely it is to get crushed underneath other projects that I have. And you all know how many of those there inevitably are. Not the least of which being the main channel runs that I'm still, oh god, what was I thinking? The main channel runs that I'm still trying to work on. Okay, notice that I'm getting tons and tons of kill messages. The mephitic cloud in this confined space meant the bees kept poisoning each other. And sure enough, half the bees are still mephitic, half are not. We're gonna go ahead and fire drop fire on the exits so that any bees that do manage to wander out by mephitic or other means will be instantly burned. And the ones that don't manage to get out, well, they're just gonna stay inside where they don't bother me. Oh my god, you managed to get out and not get mephitic. How did you pull that off, Queenie? Okay, this is a good time to close the door again. Just keep the mephitic on, I guess, is the core of the plan here. Can I wield the blowgun? That'd be nice. See if I can't get some poison stacked on this queen. She's gonna come after me shortly. And I'm almost certain I'm gonna need to heal, but I think the queen died, actually. Would explain why my power came back briefly. 19 poison needles, eh? Well, I'll take that stack. Okay, not sure where the queen went. Quite probable she's still alive, but much more likely she's dead. Once again, we're gonna start mephiticking inside and, give me my blowgun, actually. I just want to poison these guys. Blink, 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 blink. Fine. Don't blink, just die. That should be a full set of pickups. We're gonna drop a stack of stuff, 17 poison needles, and all my bread rations, because I'm rocking mass honeycomb right now, so it shouldn't be necessary anymore. You, I have your attention, follow me. Now, get confused, pull out my slicer, and start shooting you again. It is time to seriously consider the ramifications of not having found an extra book, as low as Lair 1. I do not have enough DPS to deal with certain kinds of enemy hordes that I am likely to deal with. I can still use creative mephitic clouding, firewall placement, etc. to deal with many enemies, but much more intelligent would be to prepare a counter in case I don't find a book for much longer. So, hang on a second. So what I'm gonna do is, let's work on stabbing. Stabbing is good. Turn everything else off. Whoops, off the keyboard. Turn everything else off for the moment. I mean, spellcasting conjurations are doing fantastic as it is. Focus stabbing and trickle dodging. That way I have a little bit of defensibility, and, I was making a comment earlier in a different context, probably on my YouTube channel comment section, about my opinion of dodging. And while I do consider it a core defense skill that pretty much there is no character that doesn't want it at some point, when to start training it, I feel is something that is more negotiable. You don't have to start training it from the moment the game starts, because +1 or +2 to your evade skill isn't that huge a deal until your total evade is at a reasonable level. Once your total evade starts hitting 10, you start seeing consistent returns from it, I would say. Then, of course, all these numbers are pulled out of my ass, so, you know, there is that. Yeah, these ones were fired at me repeatedly, so I assume they're empty, but I'm gonna prove it myself. Hang on to the Wand of Cold. If I find a recharge scroll, that's what I'm gonna want to use it on. You all, wake up. Come after me. Many of them have killed each other. That's a plus. Drop a firewall. And just start doing stuff with it. Firewall. Train up stabbing. Yeah, the goal with stabbing is just to get it to level 8 or so that it's sufficiently damaging that I can use it as an additive to a mephitic enemy. And if I can stab a mephitic enemy, then I can potentially have a source of dealing enough damage to kill them. Via something other than Magic Dart. Because Magic Dart stops working pretty darn soon. I also really want to start training fire or ice or some other school of magic. Though I am kind of just hanging 5 until I figure out which school that's going to be. Okay. And of course, right now the weapon I'm using is terrible for stabbing, but that's because I don't plan to stab with this. I have a Dagger of Speed. It's another reason why I decided I would go stabbing rather than just specializing in my Conjure Flame and toughing it out until later. A Dagger of Speed is one of the best weapons to stab with in the game. Okay, that's not true. It's one of the best relatively common weapons to stab with in the game. Okay, that's not actually strictly speaking true. It is a good weapon to stab with, period. You proc the chance to stab repeatedly because of the speed brand, and with stabbing you're generally reliant on the damage from the stab itself rather than anything else. We're just gonna go ahead and drop some of this massive quantity of food I have, honestly. So drop, no, drop 1Q, drop 2P, drop 3D. Because I have way too much food weight right now for a strength 7 character. Once I level up again, I'll obviously take strength, hit 8, and finish it off. But yeah, see, I can't even pick up a bread ration right now. That's how overweight I am. Not obese, mind you, just overweight. Borderline overweight, or whatever term you want to use now. We're gonna go ahead and drop fire. Oh, you stepped into it? Perfect, stay there. Now just die. Crystal Ball of Energy. I now have an incentive to train evocations. I will start training evocations shortly, once I've finished off this stabbing conundrum. Oh! That might have come sooner than I thought. This book could prove to be all I need to no longer worry about stabbing. Okay, that's done. Yeah, this is good. Tier 2 by my tier count, but level 6 Freeze, Cloud, and Bolt are both excellent. And Sorcered Hibernation actually is an excuse to continue training stabbing because it makes stabbing all the more powerful. But without proper... Yeah, even without proper stealth training, honestly. Metabolic Inglatiation is something I've never used. I would have to double check how it worked. The only problem is it would mean I'm going the ice route instead of the fire route, which I never liked doing, but... You know, while we're imagining miracles... Let's go ahead and pick up Bolt of Cold and Freezing Cloud both. And Ensorcelled Hibernation, which we're going to stick on letter... Oh, I need to figure all these out, don't I? I like to put my zones on I, so usually my Poison Cloud is there, but I guess Freezing Cloud fits as well. My Tier 2 attack would probably go on F, so ZF or ZG could have worked just as well. Ensorcelled Hibernation used to go on F2. Just put it on R. I haven't used it long enough that I probably won't get instinctively confused. And of course now, everything changes. Trickle to stabbing, no need to focus it. Dodging, we're going to continue to trickle because I need to learn defense. Ice magic becomes core to raise, and air magic to trickle. So now I have 4 schools training, which is too many to be completely honest, but they're all positive aptitudes, some of them higher than others, so I'll get away with it for a while. I just have to remember to revisit that very soon. I'm in no hell-raising rush to get channeling back online, or channel mana back online. I'm in no hell-raising rush to learn how to channel mana with a crystal ball yet, because, quite frankly, I have other means. I have a large enough mana bar right now that I shouldn't need it regularly, and without any means of covering for the eventual, whoops, you have 0 mana now, it's gonna end up proving more trouble than it's worth. Hey, you guys, cross the corner, I dare you. Okay. Boom! Confused. Now slashed. Now shot. Now slashed. Now shot. Now shot. And dead. How are the hunger status on these things? Yeah, level 6 hunger is scary right now. While obviously when I say hunger is scary, it's a relative term because hunger is almost always irrelevant in these games. Past a point at least. I think one of them may have drowned. Now make that 2 of them may have drowned. Come at me, bro. Okay, that's all of them, I'm pretty sure. And once you know it, none of them left corpses. Neither the ones who drowned, obviously, but not the... You know what? Where's that ration that I keep not picking up? No, yes. There we go. I mean, why bother being conservative when I have so much food that I can't carry it, right? You're gonna be a candidate for ensorcelled hibernating. Nope, he woke up. Come at me, bro. Actually, I should probably wield my dagger of speed at this point, all things considered. You strike and puncture. Okay, so I'm already capable of stab damage now, which is good. Well, I'm gonna let stabbing get to level 5 before turning it off, just because it's no longer my... I was worried that I was gonna have to rely on just my starting book for damage through the rest of the lair. That has happened to me before, so, you know, it's not unheard of. But instead, looks like I'm gonna get away with, not having to do that. Okay, we're gonna do something clever here. Get a nice distance between me and the guy, then cast Freezing Cloud in such a way that it will hit him. Failed. Let's try again. Got him. And a Fire Cloud. Boom. Cost me a fair bundle of hunger, but you all know how much I care about that. Okay, let the yak follow me into a narrow hallway. Okay, I may not have the luxury of actually planning this out that much anymore. Freeze Bolt. Should take out the water moccasin. Excellent. Freezing Cloud should definitely take this guy out at this point. It's a little bit painful to have to stand right in front of him and take the brunt of his attack, but obviously it's less painful than having him charge right past the ice and then I have nothing else I can do. Okay, shout. You know what? I'll trade blows with you. You shoot stones, I'll shoot darts. And we'll get back into the corridor. Ooh, you walked into a conjure flame. You must not be as smart as you look. Nope, he made me rot. I healed myself to prevent rot from doing any damage. I mean, you know, lasting damage. What are all these corpses? Oh, there's a necrophage bolt here. Bolt of cold. Bolt of cold, bolt of cold. Shit. Square of fire. Reasonable distance to hide from him. Run. Presumably he has resist cold. That's why I'm not even attempting to do an ensorcelled stab or anything like that. And I know they have resist poison. Did the frog just... No, I thought it gave up. That's stupid. It's like in the cartoons when the gun doesn't fire, so they put their head inside and be like, I wonder why it's not firing. And then, of course, they get bitten by a poisonous frog. Maybe I'm not watching the right cartoons, I don't know. Okay. Let's go ahead and ID something. Anything, I don't care what. Definitely wanted the ring over the... yeah. Sustenance, sustainabilities. Neither of them are particularly useful right now. Although I do have an empty ring slot, right? Yeah, so put sustenance on. I can't use fire anymore, Ring of Fire, because 1, I'm going spells that are cold, and 2, I still like Conjure Flame, so I wouldn't even want to go the opposite direction if I had the option. Oh, there's a porcupine, that's why it's not letting me. So I'll just hang on to those rings for the time being. Well, I'll get rid of them eventually when I have something better to... Oh my god, you kept coming. I hate when that happens. They just walk through the firewall and I'm just assuming they're gonna stop. Lantern of Shadows. How am I doing for training? Stabbing once it hits 5 will turn off. In all fairness, it's probably never gonna get used this game. Ensorcelled. 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 Kill. Ensorcelled. Kill. Good, I can now kill medium enemies without much hassle. Alright, we're gonna try all of our wants on this guy. Whoops. Okay. Drop a firewall on him, and then just poke him. Oh, he came. Through. Ensorcelled. Kill. How's Freezing Cloud doing, by the way? It's down to 12% fail? Excellent. I'm just realizing that a big part of this is Vehumet's support. But it doesn't hurt that I have spellcasting as ridiculously high as I do, with positive aptitudes and everything for rapid training. Gotcha. Elven Ringmail on an elf, I'm pretty sure, has no spellcasting penalty. 612 is my hardest, and now it's 612. Yep. So we'll just go ahead and wear that now, won't we? I can definitely ditch the random effects wand. I don't ever like using something that's random. Alright, we'll just poke you from here. Safe range. Ain't got any cool spells I've ignored. Okuzobu's Refrigeration. I know some people have spoken very highly of it. Personally, I can't stand the spell. Pretty sure that's the one that, oh, here we get some Mephitic Stabs, which is nice. You, come at me. Kill, we can go ahead and drop the Book of Minor Magic. All it has now is a slow in it, and I don't need that. Drop down the floor. Ah! Look at the number of ants! I mean mice. I mean green mice. I mean rats. I mean, oh fuck. If I had Ignite Poison, this would be a really, really happy moment for me. But I have the next best thing. Generate Field of Pain. Okay, that should be the end of that. Oh, crap. Blink and run. So you guys are in a really good line for a bolt. Do Bolt of Cold. That should hit all of you. Now we'll whip out the blowgun and poison you for something fierce before switching back to my dagger of I hate you. Did I just get a god gift? I did just get a god gift. Bolt of Cold and Freezing Cloud are both in it, so ultimately I wouldn't have had to actually wait out that much longer before I got these spells. Which is good. It means that I wasn't really very reliant on luck to keep my power high. It's Gastronach, which is concerning. I'm gonna go ahead and drop an Ice Blast on him. And then another one, while continuing to just stay out of range of him. And I guess one more should take him out. Yep, it did. And you will just stab to death. Eat you, and hope it's not the Hat of Ponderousness. It's not, it's the Hat of Intelligence. An awesome hat for a wizard to wear. +3 int never goes... Okay, +3 int seldom is not a good thing. No, it's never... +3 int is never a bad thing, and it's almost always appreciated. Just throw down a zone. The amount of food I'm gonna get by eating these guys is so high after all. Strength for sure, blink and confuse, and now is a good time to start bolting them. Bolt works really well against these cold-blooded creatures too, if I recall. Or cold works really well against cold-blooders, if I recall correctly. Why do I keep hitting T for ensorcelled hibernation? Whatever the reason, clearly that's what I want it to be, so let's change it. But yeah, several takedowns, that's nice, that's very nice, and we'll go ahead and test read a magic mapping, that's fine too. We need to drop all of this equipment that I don't wear anymore, just to make room for items that I might. Hey, you, come closer. EH and stab. Awesome. It's the cheap way to take care of him. Cheap as in inexpensive, not cheap as in underhanded. We're gonna ditch the falchion of slicing as well. No creatures in the lair can pick up items, if I recall correctly, and those Kirari needles could actually prove quite useful. I'm gonna go ahead and pick them up in a second, but first, I'll take care of these guys. The combination of fire and ice. Anyone who's dumb enough to approach me. Apparently they all were dumb enough to approach. I don't know what they were thinking. They thought they thought they could survive it. See, but that doesn't invalidate the fact that they were just being dumb. Easy knockout. 7 Kirari tip needles. Have I missed any others in the dungeon? Nope. I can't sacrifice corpses. Good. Let's read this book. Ooh, Controlled Blink. Now there's a spell that I definitely want in my late game. Phase Shift is a reasonable spell, and it's already available, so might as well pick that up at some point. Dispersal I found is generally more trouble than it's worth to really train for. Okay, there's my recharge scroll, and I think I just dropped my ice wand. Shit, I did. Well, recharge the lightning, it's fine, and we'll leave the cold wand behind because I now can shoot cold wand blasts from my hands. You! I was sure that someday I would end up fighting you. Let's bolt of cold as ZF. Alright, time to do something I was going to do a long time ago and turn off stabbing. Ice magic no longer requires special focus. Air magic is only useful insofar as it makes my my freezing cloud easier to learn, and I already have that down, so dropping air magic. I'll turn it back on later if the need arises. Spellcasting is back on, Conjurations is back on. We are now working towards the eventual goal of Ice Storm. Emphasis on eventual. Obviously, I don't see that coming anytime soon. Certainly, I would be surprised to have it by Lair. Or, sorry, by Volts. A Staff of Conjuration. That's actually a really nice item. I'm actually going to go ahead and set this as my default item. So, EI... A, that's fine. And my offhand is going to be the dagger at B. Because as a rule of thumb, if I'm not stabbing things, I want to be enhancing my magic darts, enhancing my freezing clouds, and my potency. Look for poison resistance, but of course, haven't found any. Read it. Ah, that hurts so much! Okay, that's a clear. Next floor. Hunger, of course. You, come with me. You, come with me. I'm getting less and less careful about the way I'm fighting those guys. I should be wary of the fact that I'm being less wary, and it's gonna get me killed if I continue to do so. I wonder if I can get away with wearing ring mail, just ring mail, in terms of spell casting abilities. Let's ID this to see if it's worth even trying for. Resist Elect with +5 to slaying bonuses is actually kind of meh, honestly. For a different character, it'd be great, and Resist-Elect is obviously a resistance, so it's hard to poo-poo it just because of that, but, excuse me, but slaying bonuses would only apply to me using actual melee weapons or arrows, and I don't really use that for damage anymore. Let's answer the bigger question. What does this do for my spellcasting capabilities? 4% fail is my worst, and wearing this takes it to 12, which is still quite reasonable, and going to improve. So I actually will go ahead and switch to this ring mail, just if for no other reason than the AC bonus and the potential benefits from the Resist-Elect, eventually. For the time being, I'm going to stick with what actually works. Freeze and blow him. You guys are already asleep, so I'll take you both out. You come at me. I'll blow you up. I mean, I trained that stabbing. I'm damn well gonna get some mileage out of it, right? Okay, I guess I can't actually finish him with just that, but I can do the stand on the fire approach with him. Okay. This is gonna take forever. Here, give me my Staff of Conjurations. Okay, that was a miscast. That was a true cast. Okay, and now I desperately need a true cast. Stand on fire and I'll blink. You know what? I don't know why I'm trying to save mana. It's a stupid idea, really. Here. You. Blow him up. Zone and bolt. He's dead. It's like, here, I don't want to use my hunger status and I need to save mana so that if I die, I have more mana. Sometimes I do really stupid things. It happens when I'm not paying attention. I'm not paying attention when my mind is otherwise occupied. My mind's otherwise occupied most of the time. Like this. I thought that was a tree. I didn't realize that was a Hydra until it was right in my face. Whoa, 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 what's this? Just a pocket of a volcano for no apparent reason just showed up? Yeah. What's all this then? No food. And no way across. Interesting. I do believe I can evoke levitation, right? That's an ability. Yes, it is. Okay. Let's ditch all of the scrolls except one teleportation scroll. I'm going to definitely hang on to the fire ring, but I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. Kind of on the fence about that. Go ahead and eat, enter the area, and we'll go from there. Magic mapping might not have been a bad thing to keep as well. But see, that's the reason why I kind of was hesitant to take my scrolls in with me. Odds are good there would be no point. Whoa, 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 whoa. There's a cloud of flame on this square. Okay. I need to get out of here. Clearly I'm gonna die otherwise. Put on the Ring of Fire. I don't care about... And heal up. This volcano's a lot more active than the ones I'm used to. Oh, thank God. Molten Gargoyles. This is gonna be a lower power Ice Blast than I would have liked. But it's going to be sufficient probably to kill them because they're going to be vulnerable to it. I am standing on the ice cloud. That was a mistake. Especially since I've gone ahead and made myself vulnerable to it. But I find the point of resist fire I'm getting to be more useful than the minus to spell power I'm probably suffering. Okay, I've long since lost any scrolls that I would have taken in with me, so that's something. I don't think that they're gonna... Okay, beautiful. Let's go ahead and ice this pathway. Is this square gonna be affected? Maybe. Maybe. Let's just remove the Ring of Fire, in which case. Okay, if they manage to get through the door, I should still be able to blast them. You know what? Next time I'm not going to bother with setting up the questionable blast radius spells. I'm just going to use the conjuration, because thus far it's proven sufficiently powerful. Okay, I think I'm clear. I can end levitation at any time. I don't think they can burn doors down, so let's go ahead and drop to the ground. Stop levitating, and gather up the booty. I don't know what this is. As a rule of thumb, any armors or weapons you find here will be fire branded if they're branded at all. So let's take the resist fire vest and get out of here. Ruined Lajatang of fire. Yeah, let's just get out of here. That was very dangerous. Take all of my scrolls with me. Because I would have just burned through all of these and I never actually used them, so that would have sucked. Okay. Animal skin is only a sort of kind of good option right now. Let's go ahead and remove the Ring of Fire for sure. Put back on sustenance because it's better than nothing. Animal skin, Ring of Fire. Or a resist of fire, that's fine. Yeah, what the hell, let's just run with this. Keep going. Blink until it lets me out. And pretty soon I'll be switching up for a better kind of AC mail. How are we doing for hunger on these? Down to 4. Excellent, excellent. The thing that's going to really help with hunger is when I eventually start finding some good items for intelligence boosting. Lose that and lose sustainability. Lose the cursed sustainabilities ring. I don't need it. Okay, I seriously can't pick up anything? Why the hell not? Drop all the crocodile that you're carrying with you. That'll help. Are these mimics? No, they're not mimics. It's just a straight up bona fide mass of awesome. Give me an ID on this and this. And okay, one more. Fire. 1 charge of fire. Interesting. That's definitely worth a recharge down the road somewhere. Do I have a recharge scroll handy? Yeah, I might actually just recharge that now. Just because I have very few ways of dealing offensive fire damage, and I have an ice preponderance, so having some way of touching the other side is important. Sort of. Not really. Once I get a good generic damage spell, I'll feel a lot less vulnerable. Nor the Choco, nor the Scroll of Amnesia. Oh, look what the cat dragged in. It's something which my Ice Blast could prove very effective against. Everything is too heavy. Lose something. Lose 20... I guess I'll lose all my projectiles. I kind of want to have the remote poisoning ability, so I'll keep a couple, but lose the bulk of them. Also lose another meat ration. Read the scroll. Fear. It's fine. You guys come with me. Butcher. Ignore it. Nothing else to try. Seriously, did I just not get that area? You come at me. Okay, he's down 2. War Dog Flesh. The moment I see enemies, I just start ice clouding. It's kind of great. Oh, here we go. Serious competition. Or opposition, I should say. All the damn directions to blink, you would go right back into the middle of all of them. Okay, this is a good time to start ice conjuration blasting rather than just zoning. I mean, zones are great for when you have many enemies that are all being constantly hit, but, you know, when they're all lined up neatly and they're all within a zone, for the most part, or as much as you're going to get them, diminishing returns and such. Uncursed Staff of Fire is not even worth hanging on to, because of how rarely I anticipate using it. I mean, the only real use I can see myself getting out of that is the RF pick, but it also is going to be an anti-strength dealy for my conjuration attacks of ice, which obviously I don't want. Drop bat, pick rat, keep going. You guys, come at me. Okay, that's a good excuse for icing. Oh, I can't ice through the trees. But y'all can cluster by the trees, right? Let's do one of these. Burn the trees. Ice and fire. And by fire, I mean, you know, projectile attack, not actual fire. Okay, that's clear. And floor is clear. Next floor. Y'all just come upstairs. All you guys just come upstairs. Here, blank. Boom. Boom. Wow, that sheep beat the shit out of me. Guys, come upstairs. Boom. Boom. Heal up. Ice blast. Heal up. Next floor. New door. You. I'm just gonna projectile you to death. I don't feel like doing the whole zone thing this time. You guys come with me too. I'm gonna drop down an ice zone and another ice zone. Alright, that was pretty straightforward. Now where's all that food that I had left behind? Could use some of that right now. I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a consideration in how much I'm spamming these spells. The fact that I have all this food and can't eat it because I'm constantly doing fine for hunger. Blast you. How am I doing for spell power, by the way? EH is maxed, Freezing Cloud is doing reasonable, Molten Cloud doing reasonable. We're also down to 3 pips of hunger on both. Yeah, I'm liking my current spell training status. I don't like being on 4, but what can you do? Hey, just for old time's sake. Boom. Stab you. And I think 1% fail on everything, so now's a good time to switch up to the next tier. Resist electricity, but like +4 to AC. Failure has also jumped up like 4%, which is not a huge deal. Especially since I'm going to be continuing to train. It'd be different if it was like, I'm just going to leave it there permanently. No way I can get 2 things, so I'm just going to do this and then fire. Boom. And Ice Blast, and now we just poke things. You guys can't really resist my ensorcelled hibernation at all. Just don't have the MR. You gotta be kidding me, so many friggin' rats. Here. Mephitic Cloud followed by stabs. Okay, you are just gonna get EH'd. Hope you're happy. Boom. Nail all of you. Again and again, and this time it's just an ice zone to finish the lot of them. Okay. Eat that. Eat it. Just eat it. Alright, I'll leave that be. Ignore, ignore, ignore. Just run. Fine, we're gonna drop the sausage as well, and the Elven Ring Mail, and the Animal Skin of Fire Resist. Can't help my weight to be carrying armors I'm not even using. As long as I hit 2 at a time, I'll call it a good trade. Because the hunger on this thing is down to just slightly over what my magic dart started the game at. That's an exaggeration, but only a mild exaggeration. Like, seriously, 3 pips of hunger. Once the hunger becomes visible... Let me explain what I'm talking about. Once the amount of hunger becomes visible on this, like 5, it's gone down a lot. And once it's down to 4 or less pips, it becomes even less noticeable. Still enough that if you spam the spell, you'll get hungry, but you no longer enough that just using the spell is enough to start making yourself super hungry. And quite frankly, I've run characters who did not have the luxury of, you know, who had to worry about what they were going to eat every time they casted their good spells, so this is why I like the Deep Elf. They're designed to do good magics. Oh, did we get a... Yes, we got an ice cloud all the way behind them. Fire Mage would not have had the luxury of killing this this efficiently, because they don't get a spell that does cloud fill until like the very end. I'm not even sure they get it at the very end, honestly. Firestorm doesn't really do cloud fill, it's just a good zone. Alright, this is my favorite book in the game. The Book of Power is just a great mid-game book with IMB, which is apparently more weakened than I realized. Orb of Destruction, which is a great pure conjuration. Iron Shot, which is a great pure conjuration. And Poisonous Cloud, which is a great, well, let's put it this way. Everything I did here with Ice, I would have been doing with Poison Cloud if I had been running a Fire Mage. Also has the advantage over Ice Cloud of if they exit your zone, they're still taking damage typically. Come on, one of you assholes has got to leave an edible corpse. Good. What are we going to memorize from this new book? Iron Shot's good. Poisonous Cloud is good. Iron Shot requires me to learn more Earth Magic, and I'd rather not split to a new school yet. Orb of Destruction is going to be massively hungering, but it might behoove me to learn it anyway. So right now I'm thinking Orb of Destruction and Poisonous Cloud. Then again, with the understanding that I can, of course, use Amnesia or whatever and forget anything that proves to be less useful down the line. I'm going to ditch the Book of Conjurations here. It's got nothing in it that I don't already have that I still want. The only way these guys can ever reach me is if I decide that I'm not being careful enough anymore to not let them, which is great. Okay, I saw something twitching in my direction, but it's dead now. I'm just spamming, honestly, my Bolt of Cold. It's proving to be sufficiently cheap hunger-wise that I can get away with it now. Why are you shooting a bush? Shoot the enemy right in front of you. Good God. Do I have to think of everything? Yeah, because I'm not running a tab melee character. Whoops, out of mana. Forgot about this part. You know, that's the thing about running a mage. You're doing fantastic right up until the moment you run out of mana and suddenly you're dead meat. Okay, that's done. That was actually a really nice side dungeon for me. Book of Power, Orb of Destruction I learned. I apparently never did pick up Poisonous Clouds. Let's do that. IMB I should want, but honestly, at this point, these aren't hungerless, but they're damn well getting there. And they're cheap enough on hunger that I don't feel the need for a hungerless spell to replace them. Yeah. So we'll just keep going. What are you guys gonna do? Ice Blast. Magic Dart. Ooh, Black Mamba. Ice Blast, Ice Blast, Ice Blast. When it hits, he died. Magic Darts. Boom. Let's not forget that Ensorcelled Hibernation is an option for if I want to be a little bit less... Are you kidding me? I mean, it's a good thing, I guess. I make it sound like I'm frustrated. It's just... Please stop giving me so much food. Let's lose all these potions of Berserk Rage. I only need one. And I might not even need that one, honestly. I just... Sometimes as a mage, when you're out of mana, you really want the ability to let loose on an enemy that's next to you and not be hopelessly overpowered. course, Berserk Rage is generally the first step in, okay, and then I died. But, yeah. Let's just be honest and admit that I'm never going to use the Curare needles. Actually, now that I can use Poisonous Cloud, I'll never need the poison needles again, so I'll just get rid of those. Eat something. Can't eat anything? Fine, drop something. Drop a zone. And boom, shoot you. Shoot you. No, I didn't say shoot myself. I look like an idiot. What the hell? Bolt of cold until he dies. Hunger is upon me. You're not dead yet. Now you are. Rip the fungus, get the curing. Okay, this is more how I want my games to be going, which is relief considering how much trouble I apparently had recently getting it started. But yeah, things are going a lot better now. No, wrong direction. Shoot the dog. Alright, eat that. I don't think I'm actually going to need Poison Cloud in the face of having Freezing Cloud as effective as I do. I'm going to hang on to it because clearing Volt Guards, it could prove very useful to be able to walk through my own zone with impunity. And that's just not something that you can do with an Ice Zone, but you can totally do that with a Poison Zone. All you need is Poison Resist. Okay, blast those guys. Oh, he was trapped inside like a whole set of plants while the ice just froze him. And then when he got out, he didn't know which way to go to chase me down. Lose all these chunks. Let's try this new wand out on you, boy. Magic darts. That's one I'm never going to use again. Go ahead and use my stab. Drop the magic darts wand. No, just leave it. Heh, got an actual sleep stab. That was cool. I see money under the tree. It's just the easiest way to move trees at this point, especially when I have chunks upon chunks to draw on for nutrition. Okay, final floor of the lair. Ooh, that's just begging for a good burst. And a follow-up. Even if they blink around, there's a very good chance they just blink into the same zone. Test Quaff, it's poison magic. Just keep dropping zones. I don't want to take any chances. Freeze you, butcher you, eat you. That wasn't so much not wanting to take a chance as just taking the easy way out and dropping the zone because it didn't require as many button presses. And that's just a stab for the sake of variety. Variety kill! Kill the boring beetle because it bored me. Alright. Stab. Continue moving in relative silence. Okay, we'll just shoot you then. Alright, this is a perfect opportunity to send some deep... Oh, actually, I got an idea. Start by putting down a fire, and then put down ice behind it to maximize the chance of it affecting something deeper down. I just gotta run for it because this elephant has become very dangerous. Blow you up, blow you up, blow you up. Hunger healed. Let's work on making sure my back door is safe, because I found that the back door is a very painful place to take it, if you get my meaning. Alright. I mean, I hear that being flanked can be so painful that it can cause death in young elves that have not had any experience in these matters. Hide Hydra. Okay, there we go. That's the guy I was waiting for, the dire elephant. To handle him, we're just going to send a massive zone of ice his direction. That's going to hurt me pretty badly if I do that, so... Fire. Nope, there's two of them. This is a miserable place for me to be. Okay, fire and then ice behind it. And then we'll just start blasting them with cold. Blink. There we go. No, out of range. Fine. Drop a zone. No, do a poison zone. I'm pretty sure they're susceptible to poison. And following the logic of they will remain poisoned even when they leave the zone, this could probably prove... Oh, that's just too good a zone not to drop of ice. Alright. And now we'll drop the poison zone. 12 mana. That's enough for a kill, and the other one already died. Whew! Okay, that was I was anticipating a dire elephant at some point. I didn't anticipate a follow-up of two of them, but... You know, that's the way the cookie crumbles, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Are you kidding me? Come on, die already. Lost you. And now, the rest of this floor should prove pretty straightforward. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and swap out J for R for my poison cloud. I just want to be able to gas with my R button. Normally R is what I preserve for, the key I reserve for fireball. And in this context, I'm using this, my poison cloud at least that often. Did you not get hit? Oh no, you got hit pretty severe. Hell, just take an ice blast. Hunger is still fixed at 3. I'm gonna need to gain intelligence to reduce hunger. It's that simple. And that's not gonna happen outside of picking up good items, which is just a matter of time and patience. As I go through the dungeon. You know what? I probably am not auto-traveling through the area right now that I need to, because I put down a zone, and the last thing I saw was that there was ice in the way. So I need to actually manually go back there. You know, after I'm done clearing up these swaths of enemies. Here. Drop an ice zone, and then drop a... Oh, probably I changed it. Drop a poison zone. And just blast them. Watching these crippled enemies like come at me is kind of satisfying. Very kind of satisfying. Any food I left behind in Lair 8? Just go eat it. I'm not going to be carrying it out after all. No carry out for me. Alright, now back to the place where I was covering my back door. Before I open this door, let's put on repel missiles on the off chance it makes a difference. It does not. Now, IIRC, there are hidden doors in this area. There's one of them. Thank God they got rid of the hidden doors in later editions. It's just not a fair tactic, honestly. Drop an ice zone. If you want to come at me, you do it inside of an ice zone. There you go, dummy. Now, I'm suspecting some of these statues, so I'm just going to examine them, but nope, nothing. And another door, probably leading to a hellmouth. So again, let's put on repel missiles. Let's even call in an imp for absolutely no reason. And now we're going to drop some zones. Some plural. Okay, I just got tellied. So we'll head back, manually, to that same area. With any luck, some of them are vulnerable to a cold, rather than all of them being immune or some shit like that. And, I will have thinned out their numbers significantly. Yep, these guys are definitely vulnerable to cold. They're taking a lot of damage to my bolt of cold. There's a sun creature. If I recall correctly, they do burning damage of some kind. Just poke you until you die. Rotting devil. Okay, I just got tellied again, so off we go. Hey, you! Stab, you dead. Next customer. Yeah, just ignore. Stab. Ooh, can't one-shot stab. Heh. Yes, my stab is clearly becoming less effective since I'm not continuing to train it. That's fine. Okay, a curved brass wand. Heal wounds. No kidding. Okay, that's very pleasantly surprising. I was expecting crap, and I got something good. Looks like they made it worth my while to fight my way out of the Hellmouth. 5 charges of heal wounds is excellent. It's a worthwhile reward for completing Lair. Only other thing is I'm suspicious about these corners, so I'm just gonna do this. People have told me repeatedly to use Conjured Flame to burn through forests, and for some reason I always thought I couldn't, even when I was specifically told it worked, and I tried it. I think my mistake was I kept assuming trees would operate like bushes and fungus, which you cannot use Conjured Flame on. But, well, clearly they don't, so now I know better. Thank you so much for those of you who repeatedly sought to correct my mistake. I'm just gonna go ahead and enjoy some burnination here. Okay, looks to me like this area holds no extra secrets. Which concludes my run of the Lair, so off we go. Let's get back out of here and, just shut up, you stupid snake. What other branches have I uncovered? Snake Pit, Slime Pit, Shoals. Excellent, excellent. I should have no problem with Snake Pit, down the road. Oops. Stab. Off we go, off to the top. And that's that. I hope you all enjoyed watching the Lair portion. Next up, probably continue running the dungeon or go back to work. See you guys in a bit.